A Middleton woman drowned on a summer rafting trip, and tonight her family says it didn't have to happen. Wisconsin's rafting businesses are protecting themselves if something goes wrong, but not necessarily you. News 3 Investigates found there is no law, no regulation, not even a requirement that makes rafters wear life jackets. Here's Jennifer Hoff.
Come summertime, it can be fun. It can be relaxing. A News 3 investigation also found Wisconsin's whitewater rafting can be risky. Commercial river trips are a top tourist attraction that helps the industry rake in some of the state's yearly $16 billion. YouTube videos provide perspective from one of the state's more popular rivers. Snow-covered now, the Wolf runs 240 miles from Forest to Winnebago County. A stretch near Big Smoky Falls has rapids an international rating system dubs difficult.
She was full of life.
For Lena Vergara, that part also proved deadly. Local newspaper photos showed the Shawano County dive team trying to find Lena, but fighting daylight and a rain-swollen river.
Matter of fact, at that particular location, I couldn't even put a diver in the water anywhere close to where she was actually last seen. Deputy
Weisensill would discover Lena 15 hours after she disappeared.
I saw those people coming with the blue thing. I knew they found her.
7 months later, the Vergara family is trading grief for grit to defend against more rafting deaths. Lena's July trip was her first. With her boyfriend, the two rented equipment from Shotgun Eddies that makes rafters sign a release recognizing risks on the river and recommends they wear life jackets. The pair put on theirs, but Lena's popped off when she fell in. Last year, the DNR reported 23 boating fatalities. More than half weren't wearing a life jacket, but they didn't have to. Wisconsin's boating law doesn't require it.
That would be one very simple step in this particular case that would really reduce or greatly reduce the risk of somebody, dying or drowning in that environment.
We decided from very shortly after this, do something to avoid other people to have to go through what we have.
They started an online petition proposing safety changes like hired guides, lifeguards, and helmets. Nearly 3,000 people signed it. We reached out to Shotgun Eddies to ask if they were open to the changes.
If you could give me a call back, I'd really appreciate it.
Co-owner Brian Peters did, but declined our interview request. Unlike boating, rafting is not regulated by the state and doesn't require an operator's license, making any sort of industry modifications that much harder, but not unheard of. Take Utah, for example.
There have been incidences that have made us all change the way we run different programs.
Guide Arlo Tejado also applies for 24 government permits and makes life jackets mandatory.
You also have to have first aid, wilderness first responder, and CPR, and you also have to have food handlers for the national parks.
The certifications are common in states out west where boating deaths are nearly half of Wisconsin's latest total and most of its border states. Even fewer have died on commercial rafting trips. Last year, Lena Vergara was one of 2 rafters who died on Wisconsin's Wolf River.
They're going over that!
A pretty place that can be pretty dangerous, especially without a clear solution. Leave it to Lena's family, and they hope one day that changes.
We're not asking for much, but just precautions, safeties for the future for other people like my sister that want to enjoy the tourism in Wisconsin, but also do it in a safe manner.
Now, if you're under 13 years old on federal waters or on a jet ski, Wisconsin's law does require that you wear a life jacket, and there has to be enough of them in a boat for everyone on board. Back in 2009, a bill making anyone under 12 wear one on a boat failed in the legislature, and there's no known attempt to reintroduce it now. However, Eric, a Tribal Enforcement and Resource Protection Committee member has said he will address the Vergara's concerns at a future meeting, since that Shotgun Eddies
Lena's outfitter is on the Menominee Reservation.
Well, I tell you, learning a lot about rafting in Wisconsin in this story. If the public wants to help here, what can they do?
Yeah, this has been an eye-opening story for everyone involved. And besides really getting in touch with some of your local lawmakers, you can sign up for a 5K in Lena's honor. The May Run, hosted by the family, will raise money for a scholarship in Lena's name at UW-Oshkosh, where Lena was a student studying early childhood education.
All right, Jennifer Hoff reporting on. Jennifer, thank you.